commercial because somebody walked through the door earlier. So it happens when you shoot at an apartment. Anyway, we're still here with my lovely guest, Courtney Banks. She's in here dropping knowledge, talking about her future political career. Y'all better vote for her, regardless of what her emails say.
This is getting real serious
right?
for me.
Right. Now you just announced you're running for president.
Yeah. Now I have a political career.
Right. Now she has a political career. But you're an actress as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me kind of like what you think about this whole like Harvey Weinstein creep business going on in Hollywood right now. All the people telling their stories. Some people coming out and saying that, yeah, I knew about this for a long time, all that. What do you
Right.
think?
I mean, I think a lot of what needs to be said about it has been said. Like, obviously, it's terrible and unexcusable, and we can all agree on that. But I think the deeper issue is things like Rose McGowan getting blocked from Twitter
Right.
for calling him out for
Right.
his sexual harassment. We have a president who threatens all of our lives. I have anxiety that I have been diagnosed for, and when he says threats to North Korea,
Yeah, that's crazy.
I cannot get through a whole day. Like, I have such bad anxiety.
Wow.
And he's allowed to do those things and taunt people,
Yeah.
but somebody a woman calling out a powerful man for something that he's done is just not okay.
Right. It's crazy. And it's this whole stigma of, it's like almost like it's with sexism, it's with racism, it's with any issue, the person calling it out and telling the truth is like worse than the actual action that happened.
Right, because we hate the truth.
Yeah,
I mean,
we hate the truth, and we're always trying to save face in the way America moves on symbols. And so it's
America is the best PR company
seriously
ever made.
Seriously.
Like, we have this amazing advertisement of freedom and liberties and respecting each other and a melting pot.
But then when you give your opinion,
and we hate each other.
Yeah.
But why? Why? Because we enact laws that benefits some, and we get scared that we're not gonna. It's this thing that because we all don't look alike. Usually, countries that look alike have more peace.
Yeah.
Because we don't look alike, we're scared that we're all gonna stab each other in the back. So it's like we make these laws and stuff that help each other. And I think that with capitalism involved in that, you have a person like Harvey Weinstein who's bringing a lot of revenue.
Yes.
You know?
Because he had a lot of revenue to begin with.
Right.
Where he's from.
But I think that this is the bigger discussion, is that it's just on dudes. Like, I see so many dudes say stuff. Being a comic, you see dudes say things. Today, I have been talking about, on my podcast, guys at the Comedy Store or within the comedy scene harassing women, and women have opened up on my podcast about those things.
Yeah.
And one of my guy friends was so mad at me, and I was like, you're clearly mad at me because I don't want to date you, or I don't want to fuck you, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he was calling me a whore, he was calling me a slut, all of it. And I was like, I know why you're doing it, but I don't understand if you see why you're doing it.
Exactly.
Today, he sent me a text message, and he was like, I was just really thinking about all of this stuff, and he was like, I'm so sorry, I was a dick, and I really did antagonize you, and he did.
Yeah.
And I hope more things like that can happen.
Yeah, because it doesn't just start at this Harvey Weinstein, I'm a powerful man, I can do what I want. It starts at the frat parties, it starts on the comedy scenes, it starts at the house parties and things like that.
It's a thing of not liking the truth. It's not cool to be the person at the party. If somebody makes a rape joke, for you to be like, Chad, not cool. Yeah. You know, it's not cool to be that person.
The guy, Jason Momoa, that's on Game of Thrones, he cracked the joke at the little thing or whatever, saying it's great being on the show, I get to rape beautiful women. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I mean, it was in terms of... Okay, I love Jason Momoa. And
I like it too.
In terms of, he was like, it's cool to be on a sci-fi show because in those realms, you guys can't deny that you guys want to rape women sometimes. I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Well, that's good.
But it's just like him crack.
Even I'm apologizing for his behavior because I've been taught so much
that's okay.
No, to apologize for men. Basically, when you are socialized into society,
so apologize for stuff
you have to justify in your mind what a guy did.
Yeah.
So if a guy, says something about your boobs, well, your boobs are out. Yeah. But you know what? I have big boobs and I want to be comfortable. So why can't you just be an adult?
Exactly.
And fucking just respect that I'm a person.
It's this whole thing of telling women they have to dress a certain way to appease.
Right.
Well, you never know how a guy could act. Well, no, we need to nip that in the bud. That guy doesn't need to act. That's the problem.
We do the same thing with black people, right?
Yeah.
So black people should assimilate to white culture.
Exactly.
So don't wear a fro. I'm wearing a wig right now.
Right.
I mean, mainly because I'm lazy as fuck. Really, that's why I was hungover. But that's true. Like, there are kids getting kicked out of schools because they're wearing a national.
Black people have to do things to make white people feel
comfortable. So women have to do things to make men feel comfortable. So if they take out their dick, we have to somehow make that situation
it's funny
bearable.
when we do it. It's funny. It's
or
stupid.
it's cute, or it's just a guy being a guy. Like
exactly, and that's the problem. Boys, that whole boys are just being boys thing. That's the thing. We need to. Well, I guess we need to reshape what it is to be a boy then, because like that's bad.
You know what's really the big stressor is being like where we are.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this earlier. You guys, we're like friends. Yeah. But we were talking about we're at this level where we're coming up in comedy.
Yeah.
And to me, yes, lots of guys have said weird things to me or done creepy things to me.
Yeah.
But at times it feels like, don't make a big deal about that. You know, it's not a big deal. Yeah. But then when you hear they've been doing it to all these other people, then you
that's
feel...
That's a problem. It's a pattern.
So something like a Harvey Weinstein, if people are not talking about it, which these actresses... It is so difficult to be an actress in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh,
to make it in Hollywood.
I heard a black actress, literally a casting director told her the reason why certain black actresses aren't getting in is because y'all won't do what these other girls will do for me. That's crazy.
That's true. You have to literally like sell your soul. That's why, like, if I don't make it, I really don't care. I'm like, you know what? There are things I'm not gonna do.
Yeah.
But there are people who will do anything, and there are guys who need their ego stroked so much that they will ask anything of them.
And it's this whole having power
so
over a woman.
It feeds into itself.
Yeah.
And so if we're not talking to each other, if we're not calling each other out at these low levels, that's how people progress.
Yes.
So I feel guilty because we all know that there are creepy guys who will slide into your DMs and say some weird shit or yell at you in public because you didn't have sex with them or something.
Yeah.
And that's the really hard balance because I don't like to be a drama. I don't want to be a drama queen, and people know that when I'm dramatic, like I'll cry in public, I'll make a big scene if I fucking need to, like if I feel it.
It's okay.
But I'm so desensitized to guys saying weird shit to me
because it has happened so much and it's been okay for so long.
Right, that I don't even think about it anymore.
And just like when women, and I've seen this in like my own family, there's been, you know, just with stories I've heard in my whole family, in my own family where like cousins or aunts back in the day when they were younger, if they would come to an adult and say like, well, so-and-so did this or touched me or whatever, it's just kind of like, okay, be quiet. Like, it's like, we don't want to cause a scene. It's like saving face is more important than my body and things like that. And so for, like you said, women are so apologetic to men in these things because they've been taught since this age, like, I just need to get over it. And that's really the problem. Like, I'll see, like you said, with black people, they'll apologize for things if they make a white person feel uncomfortable. I'm like, no, don't apologize for that. Like, they need to be able to operate and be around people. And so that's why, like, guys, like, we have to, I guess with men, we have to, like, create a culture to where making women uncomfortable is just going to be unacceptable from now on.
You guys have to call each other out. Exactly. I mean, it's really that thing of, like, and you got every guy group has the dude who always goes too far.
Right.
Every guy group has that group.
Right.
I know that.
Right.
And you're like, it's kind of like every girl group has that girl who gets way too drunk.
Yeah.
And like wants to flash her tits or something.
Yeah.
You gotta stop her from flashing her tits, right? That's what I would do.
Yeah.
You gotta stop him from trying to grow. You just gotta be like, it's too much.
Exactly, because then you get these things like Harvey Weinstein. Nobody stopped him, and the thing is, there are people that are reported they knew what was going on. People on the board, people that worked with him, they knew it. So I'll never put blame on one of these actresses that were in their 20s and they just didn't tell anybody because there's so much shame that comes with it. I put the blame on the people that were working with him that knew about it. That's why I hate when people are just like, oh well, if they got sexually assaulted, why didn't they say something because it could happen to another girl? Well, the thing is, they don't know if this has happened to another girl.
Exactly, it's like
and it's just like
female gossip has got to happen.
And so it's just like, and I hate the way Hollywood works because you're literally using somebody's passion and their dream against them to have this power over them to where I can do whatever you want because you want this so bad and you're not going to tell anybody because I'm big, you know. And so like I heard the recording of Harvey talking to this European model and it was really just disgusting. She said she was uncomfortable like 50 times, and he literally said like, well, if you don't do this, you'll never see me again. I was like, what? And these are guys with wives and kids and all this kind of thing. So you have
these are
kids.
Also politicians. These
yes.
are also managers at Lowe's.
Exactly.
These
it's
are
across
also
all spectrums.
Managers at Hooters, which is like
Shit,
they're supposed to protect us from not getting harassed.
I feel bad
One
for
of my managers at Hooters got fired for sexually harassing the women there.
That's the thing, because like I flirt with waitresses every now and then, but whenever I go to Hooters, I just don't, because I'm just kind of like, they've probably been getting hit on all day. Like I had a Hooters waitress even like give me their number one time and like talk to me, but I was still just kind of like, eh. So I'm like, you've been getting hit on like all day, and I know it. So the first time I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like I'm just gonna be like, fuck you, like, you know what I'm saying? So I just.
But any waitressing job really, I've worked many places. If
like
you're ever nice to a guy, they're like, oh, she's into me.
I've heard,
and then they like lay it on.
I've heard of like I've heard stories from friends that are waitresses that guys put their hands in their skirts and groping them. It's like I would never do something like that. So to me, it's just like, what? It's like a white person finding out about racism for the first time. And so I'm just like, guys do that to women that are on their job and they're not getting in trouble for this. And she said, yeah, my manager didn't do anything about it because they tip.
It's so weird because, see, this is the nice thing, and this is where wealth comes into it with the Harvey Weinstein thing.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were paid for my college. I didn't have any debt. They paid for my sorority fees, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want for anything. I wanted to work at Hooters. I was a sociology major. I didn't really understand why women would work there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't like cheerleading when I was in high school, and I thought it was really sexist.
Yeah.
And then I tried out for it, and I was like, oh, this is really fucking fun. If I don't like something, I want to get to know more about it. And so I met some really like amazing women who were like going through grad school and like really smart chicks.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized a lot of stuff about other ways that men value beauty in women. Like there were girls that I was like, they're not very cute, but guys would always ask for them, and they were like, she's just so funny. And I was like, that's so cool to know that guys really do. Like guys would just come to be like, come and hang out.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing to know. But like in terms of wealth, I had a guy say to me, I had a guy say to me, he was disappointed. They were mad because I was black. So I was like, you can have any other fucking waitress you want. That's fine. I live in Virginia. So that's Virginia.
That's happened to a friend of mine before.
People do that.
Yeah.
But then I was transferred a table of guys who were already drinking, and
that sounds great.
And I got them a new pitcher. I put it on the table. I was checking on other tables. I came back. They hadn't been drinking their beer, and I was like, oh, are you guys okay? And they're like, we're waiting for you to pour it. And I was like, you have 2 hands.
What?
And they were like, there goes your tip. And I was like, I don't give a shit. Like if you're in a position where you don't need it, you don't have to take shit. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're in a position where you do need that job or need that break or need that whatever, you're gonna do things because people rely on you, because you have to pay your rent. Because those are real things.
Because like reading the story like with Gwyneth Paltrow and stuff like that, she's like, I needed that role, but she said like I was so scared, and that's just crazy how that could work. And it's interesting to me how many like stories keep coming out every day, and then more and more people. So hopefully that, and I kind of hate that that's the way that this has to end, because I hate the idea of people having to relive their trauma just to have a problem fixed. Like, why can't somebody say there's sexual assault in Hollywood and we need to stop it, and that makes people stop it? Why do I have to tell a 30-minute story of how somebody groped me and made me feel uncomfortable and relive that trauma in front of you just to get you to care?